When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite movies, and then I don't feel so bad. Welcome back, movie friends, to my countdown of my top 41 movies of 2016. These are my favorites. I don't like doing best of. Let's just do favorites. So these are ones I like the best. This is very specifically my list, and we're going to go 10 by 10, so there'll be a few videos here. Eventually you'll get to the number one movie for me of the year. We are in number 30 through number 21 in this video, so we'll count down this section. This is primarily kind of that B+ range for me. These are solid films. Not quite yet great films, but definitely solid films. And let's start off with number 30. At number 30, a movie that you probably haven't seen. I'm not even sure if it released wide. Jessica Chastain in Miss Sloane. Maybe it did. I saw it on a screener for award season. This one caught me so off guard. I was not expecting anything from this. It really kind of feels like an old school, cheap political thriller. And kind of that's what it is. But there is something so magnetic about her performance in this that you just want to hear every word she says from this script. There are scenes in this that remind me, I know this is high praise, of A Few Good Men or some of that Sorkin stuff. It feels like Sorkin light in that way. And when I say that, that's probably why it ends up at number 30 and not at number 10. But it is a fun watch, and I'd recommend it. Oh, this is a fun one. And at number 29, yeah, I liked Passengers. I think it's a solid film. I'm not quite sure why people don't like this movie. I mean, I get the flaws in it. I get that it's a little bit soap opera-y, but so is Gravity, so is Interstellar. It's interesting to me because I think this is just as high a concept and just as interesting, and I'll tell you why I think it's getting a lot of flack. From what I understand, and I don't watch trailers, the trailer is a big fat lie. It tells you you're going to see a movie that you are actually not going to see. The movie that I saw, I loved this exploration of what would you do in that situation of loneliness and how would you make those decisions. And I don't want to give anything away, but there are several crucial kind of what would you do moments that really spoke to me. Plus, I like the sci-fi nature of it, and I don't mind it being a little big budget action-y at times. I had a good time with Passengers. I won't apologize for it. It's in at number 29. In at number 28, Captain Fantastic. What a unique vision on film. This family who's living life differently than you've probably thought about living it. And yet you're really led to empathize with them in the way they're seen by culture at large. Viggo Mortensen deserves his Oscar nomination. It's a great performance by him. There's humor here. There's heart here. It's an interesting story that makes you think. Captain Fantastic is a good film and one I would recommend for sure. In at number 27, now we're getting to some of the hits of the year. Hidden Figures. This may be a little low for some people. I know it just got an Oscar nomination. I think this is a great movie. Certainly a wonderful true story that needs to be told. Again, I love true stories, so we're going to see some of those. I think for me, the only reason it falls down this low is because it does feel a little too polished, a little too, has the edges sanded off a little much for me. I wanted something with a little more oomph, a little more heart, a little bit more authenticity, and this felt a little too shiny for me. Having said that, it's a beautiful story. I really enjoyed it, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have it up this high, so a good recommend for sure. Oh, this one surprises some people, huh? In at number 26, the BFG. Yeah, I liked it. I know the animation in this is a little off-putting for some, but I just kind of bought into that world. And I liked the slow pace of this. I thought Spielberg took his time with this story in a way that we're definitely not used to seeing with these kinds of films. These films are usually so fast, and the jokes are so on top of each other. And in this movie, the smiles and the humor not only came from some jokes, but just from personality and from situations. It also feels very English to me, very British. And I appreciated that sensibility as well. I'd encourage you to give this one a second look if you went through it the first time and kind of liked it. Because I think there's a beautiful movie here if you go in with an understanding of what kind of movie it is. In at number 25, The Edge of 17. Another surprise love for me. I enjoyed Haley Steinfeld in this movie in a way I wasn't expecting to. She's phenomenal. I almost said Woody Allen. Let's go with Harrelson. He's great in this, and their chemistry is really, really cool in this as well. It is a coming-of-age tale that feels authentic to modern times in a way I haven't seen recently or maybe ever. It is clever, it's funny, and I really enjoyed it. On to number 24, our second Berg Brothers movie on the list, Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg on the story of Deepwater Horizon, a true story. This is a fabulously told story, very well edited, keeps you in it exactly where you need to be to understand and honor what happened in this event. It doesn't feel one-sided. It doesn't feel like it has any agenda other than to tell the story of these people who existed through this tragedy and to touch on how it happened and why it happened and who's at fault. Sure, that's going to be in there. But you really felt like what you were watching was the story of heroics for what happened that day. It's a story I didn't know. I knew of Deepwater Horizon, but I didn't know the intricacies of the story. So I'm glad I saw it for that reason and because it's just a good movie. Marvel making its first appearance at number 23 with Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is wonderful in this. Some beautiful performances around him as well. Speaking of beautiful, possibly the most visually inventive movie I saw this year. It is gorgeous. It is a movie I saw in IMAX Laser, which even brought it out even more. The 3D is incredible in this, and you won't hear me mention 3D a lot anymore, even though I'm a fan of 3D. But I wanted to mention it with this. Marvel is working on a really cool level right now where even when they don't make a perfect movie, they make a good movie. And Doctor Strange is a good to great movie with some really fun parts that it's one of those movies I can put in at any time and watch it and know the scenes I enjoy all the way through, and I love having that experience. Man, I liked Sully. And at number 22 on my Fave 41, Tom Hanks is, of course, great. And listen, I know the movie, what was the movie where he was Captain Phillips? I know that's a better movie than this for a couple reasons, but not by a ton. This is a well-told story of that day. And again, a true story where you get to see more of what happened. It's told a little strangely. I wonder if they could have ironed out kind of the order this movie tells things in. Having said that, I understood what was going on and I bought into it as well. So I had a great time with this and found it very interesting and glad that I saw it, and I'll probably watch it again. I guess this video is the Marvel one because Captain America comes in at number 21 as we finish out this round. This was a beautiful movie. The main reason this is above Doctor Strange and this high in the list is the airport scene. That scene is such wish fulfillment and fan service. I just can't even begin to explain. I could watch the airport scene in Captain America Civil War over and over and over and over again. And it's not the only scene. There's some really incredible moments in this film. And beyond that, I love the story of this group pitted against each other. And here's the thing. You cannot make this movie without laying the groundwork over the several movies before it. That is a note to Batman v Superman, who tried to make a very similar movie but didn't have the foundation to do so and the character work to do so. This one for me works plentifully. So there you have it. 2 videos down, 2 to go. We're getting into the top 20 with the next video. As always, if you want to give me a follow on Twitter, it's Aaron Dicer. You can subscribe to the podcast. It's SiftPop, SiftPop. Subscribe at YouTube to get updated when new videos are out. You can also go to yourmoviefriend.com for all the reviews, all the videos that happen here as well. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, I'll give you 5 extra seconds to hit the subscribe logo. Just click it. Should show up right down in this corner. Actually, it should have been there in the entire video if you're watching through YouTube, which is right down there. In fact, I'm not sure how you would watch anywhere other than YouTube. That's where I upload it. I'm jabbering now. I apologize.